Okay, I think I fixed it. There was a button up there to push, and I didn't realize it was up there. Can you hear and see me now? It says I got three people here. Somebody tell me if you can hear and or see me or one of the other. I tested this earlier. I think I have my mic and headphones set up properly. I hope, but I need a little confirmation. If somebody could, all of the above. Sweet. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Thumper. That always freaks me out because I don't know who I'm talking to, Mr. or Mrs. or both, like it was the other night, or was that last night? I don't know. I don't have a 9 to 5, so my days get all messed up. I have to have the wife remind me it's Thursday and I have to do this. Hopefully this mic is good. Both are here. Sweet. What's up, guys? So I'm trying something new. Hopefully, I think I got my laptop worked out here in the shop, and I'm simultaneously watching Tweedledee's live stream on my phone. So I keep looking that way. Then that you know why? Because I'm watching Ray's on there, Gliding on Twos, Hell's on Wheels, and Tweedledee are on Tweedles over there. Are you jobless on purpose? That's not a bad thing then. I'm not jobless. I just have a weird job and work weird hours and kind of whenever I want to. So it's not all that profitable right now at the moment, but yeah, I assumed that Ray would be here, but Ray's on Tweedles, so there's that. I'll tell you what. Let me figure out. I will put this in mine, and if anybody wants to join, yeah, you are retired, semi-retired. Okay, nice. I'm not semi-retired. I'm just lazy. Not really lazy. I have some major health issues going on right now that are keeping me down quite a bit. I can work for like 1 or 2 days, and then I'm in bed for 2 days, 2 or 3 days afterwards. So it's kind of weird. Oh, there's Doc. Okay, let's get you on here. Add to stream. They'll talk forever over there. Yeah, he told me.
Am I allowed to do the dog pound?
Oh, holy crap! I got to turn that down. Ha! Headphones. Talk again, Doc. Will you?
No problem.
That's not helping.
All right, how's that? That better?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay.
I forgot I have headphones on, so that really scared the crap out of me.
That's a good thing you're in the dog pound then.
Yeah. Oh.
Dude, that's a nice sized shop you got in there. How big is that?
It's not that big. It's like I think it's like 24 by 30-ish or something like that. 24 by 24 maybe. It looks
No,
bigger.
It's bigger than that. Mine's 24 by 24.
No, it's not as big as it looks in the thing.
Oh, okay.
It's probably a little bigger than a 2-car garage.
Okay.
I can fit a lot of bikes in here, but I put my truck in here and it's about done.
Gotcha.
But where I'm moving to is only a 2-car garage. It's going to be even tighter than this. So I'm going to have to be getting rid of a whole lot of stuff that I've accumulated over the last few years.
Don't worry, Thumpers. You have until May 17th to come up with 10 different comments. That's when I'm actually going to do the drawing live, is on May 17th.
Hey, that was a good little intro video there, Doc. I like that, the way you did that. That was pretty spiffy.
Oh, with the burnout?
Yeah, but just the way the whole way that you advertised the giveaway and everything, that was a good little video, man. Congrats.
Oh, thank you.
That was done very well. So
It was done in like one take, no editing. I just threw the video together, threw some transitions in it, said, let's go.
nice. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll say this in front of you, and apparently there's 5 people on the stream. So I'll tell you what, if by some chance I do win that cam, I'm serious. Send me the M8 cam and I will do a giveaway on my channel.
Okay.
I never win anything, so I don't expect it anyhow. So, you know,
I never
whatever.
win
And
anything either. I always give it away.
I've got a really good cam in my bike already. I don't actually need it. So if by some chance I do win that, then I will pay it forward.
Right on. That's what we do. Pay it forward.
I just want to see if I win. I don't even really want the cam. I just want to see if I win something.
Well, I'll tell you what, my my whole comic section is blowing up.
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is. I mean, I got on like an hour after you made it, and like I couldn't even scroll through all of them. I'm like, I don't have time to read all these. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
This guy goes away, giving you our camshaft. What?
Hey, Junior, Fat Boy Junior, what's up, buddy?
Whatever works, right?
Hey, what am I saying? Doc Harley. Harley Fat Boy hasn't seen your video yet. Give a plug for your giveaway so he knows what we're talking about.
Well, you know, I'm giving away a camshaft of your choice if you win. And it's in celebration of hitting 1,000 subscribers. And so you would have to. There's 3 rules to enter the giveaway. 1, you have to subscribe to the channel. 2, you have to like the video. And 3, you have to make a comment. Now, each comment is equal 1 entry. So if you put 10 comments in, you have 10 entries, but you max out at 10. So you increase your chances of winning with 10 entries. But it can't be, one comment, copy and paste. They have to be 10 different comments.
You got to be creative.
Yep. So if you win, I will contact you. We'll talk about the year, make, and model Harley you have. We'll talk about the cams, which one you want, and I would order that cam and have it shipped directly to you. All out of my pocket. It is not sponsored or anything. It's actually all out of my own pocket.
Yeah, I want to win it just to make you have to buy 2 cams.
Doesn't matter. Believe it or not. The price difference.
Is it about the same?
About the same.
Is it about the same cost wise?
Yep. So it doesn't really matter if it's a twin cam or M8 or an Evo.
Yeah.
Or a Sportster.
Yeah, do they even I'm sure they do, but do they even have cams for the new Revo motors?
Not yet.
No, they don't.
Nope, because of the variable valve timing.
Is that, I mean, because like Pan Ams have been out for a couple of years. You'd think they'd have one for them.
Nope, not yet.
No, not really. Oh, wow. Hey, Evil Rick, how you doing, bud?
Yep. The variable valve timing is what's throwing everything off.
Hey, Junior, I thought you said you were working. You couldn't come on my live stream, buddy. What's up with that? Are you messaging from work? Are you hiding in a corner and not doing your job? Sportster, yes, has 4, but they get a little pricey.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. They told Tweedle he had to get the lowrider, yes, or the what is it, the Road Glide, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of funny.
Yes, I'm happy for him. You know.
Well, like I put on that comment, I do not know one person, seriously. I don't know one person that stepped up to a bagger that regrets it, that isn't
I did.
happy that they got a bagger. You got a bagger and you went back?
I got a bagger and I missed having a Softail so much I bought the Lowrider S.
But you still have your bagger.
Yes.
Yeah. Because when
And
you got to put a lot of miles on, nothing beats a big bagger.
I don't know. I took my Softail to South Dakota from Connecticut.
Really? Wow.
And that had a
My bag-
Badlander seat and 18-inch apes. All nothing
Yeah.
but a bad idea.
Bad choices, right?
Yeah, but I did it. Round trip.
Yeah, it's more balls than I got. I don't know if my back would handle that. But then again, if you have a good seat and a backrest, you can make anything fairly comfortable.
I think that's a CVOs for next year.
Yeah, the article said 2024. So so the only official pictures now are the Street Glide, and I kind of like that. I'm waiting to see what they do with the Road Glide because I didn't like the leaked pictures. But
If they
it may
even
look
do a
better.
Road Glide.
Yeah, if they do. I mean, they're busy putting the fairing on a trike. I'm like, what's that all about? See, I like the new Street Glide fairing. I don't think those strips are too much, but then again, I think it's gonna be color dependent because they put it on a silver, so they kind of almost disappear a little bit. But if you put it like on a black one, they might look kind of silly.
Yeah.
But I like it on the picture they released. But like I said, that's a light colored bike, and they're not that, they don't pop out so much. So I'm waiting to see it on a different color and see how that looks.
Yeah. And they're LED. So, it's going to be interesting to see what Custom Dynamics comes out with that for that. And same thing with Advan Black and all the other light companies. What are they going to do for lighting on that? Be interesting.
Wow, I just lost everybody. I got 2 viewers now. How'd that happen? It's boxy compared to the current model. Are you talking about the Street Glide one? Because I thought that Batwing looked. Yeah, the Road Glide might be more boxy, but the Street Glide, I didn't. They said basically they made the nose come out a little bit more and sunk in the headlight, and I didn't think that looked too bad. It resembles what mine looks like on mine, because mine comes over my headlight because it's a King with a Batwing on it.
Yep.
So the new Street Glide kind of resembles how mine sits.
Yep. I tell you, I jumped on my Road Glide for the first time since Spaceballs has been back from Dyno Tune. And I getting on the highway this morning, I'm like, wow, this thing is slow.
Yeah.
And it's a 117 cubic inch motor. I'm like, wow, this thing is slow.
Yeah. Well, you go from a hot rod to a Cadillac and you're going to feel different.
Yeah. Then I look down, I'm like, oh, I'm only doing 90. Okay, I guess it's not that slow. Just feels slow.
Yeah, because you don't feel the speed as much on the bigger bikes.
I don't feel the torque.
Well, like on my. Go ahead.
That lowrider's making 160 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah. But it's
that
still
bagger, probably about 100, 110.
It's still a different feeling on a bagger, though, because like I can do the exact same speed on my bobber as I do on my Road King, and it feels twice as fast on my bobber.
Yeah. Well, the lowrider is going to turn into a baby bagger. I'm going to end up getting the lowrider ST fairing for the front. So
yeah, I can't ride without a fairing anymore. I'm trying to figure out what kind of like little maybe baby clear windshield or something to put on my bobber, because now that I got a fairing, I can't live without it.
Why don't you do like the Memphis Shades, the club style, bullet style fairings?
Yeah, there's like the little ones you could get for the old Sportsters that just clip on your handlebars.
Windshield that comes up past the triple trees.
Yeah, and it's just enough to keep some wind off you, right? That's probably what I'll do. but I don't want to take away from the bobber look, so I don't want any plastic or anything on it. But a little clear one would probably be great.
Yeah. Have you seen the RBW skull? No, I have not.
I don't know
Seen
what
the
that is.
RBW skull does something to the throttle by wire. Oh, yes, I did see that. Yes, it changes the throttle response. If you have a good tuner, that could change that as well.
So what is RBW skull? What is this?
It's a module you put in line with your throttle by wire system to the frame, to the wiring harness, and it's like a voltage multiplier. So when you're adding like 3% throttle, it's saying, okay, you're at 5%. So you get a better throttle response.
Oh, that sounds weird. Wouldn't you just want to twist the throttle a little more?
No, because it removes that throttle by wire lag.
Yeah, I've never had a throttle by wire, so I don't know how that really works. So
Yeah, it's a very very minute lag over a cable throttle.
Hmm.
But
well, I've rode a couple 2022s, which I'm assuming have throttle by wire, and I didn't notice it, but maybe it's just because I didn't ride them long enough.
or hard enough.
Well, yeah, because I don't. When I ride somebody else's bike, I don't beat on it, so that's probably why
Right.
I didn't notice it. If it was my bike, I guess I would get it because
Yeah,
it's
because
mine.
in my tuner, and I got the Power Vision tuner, the throttle response is turned all the way up to race mode.
Yeah, I've got an old. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna look.
So here we are, without dog. It looks like they're ending their live. Gliding on twos is already gone.
Oh well, that's not gonna work. I got to take my bag off and everything to look, and I'm not gonna do that. But it's the old tuner that has the red to green light. It's like the old kind where it just gives you up and down. It's something to super tuner, something power. I can't remember what it.
Power Commander 5.
Yeah, there you go. But mine's a 3. Mine's old.
Oh, Power Commander
Mine
3. Yeah.
well, mine's an 06, and it probably got put on.
Yeah, that tricks your ECU to add more fuel in different zones.
Yeah, and
So
I don't really know how to
really
do
not
it, so I've just left
changing the
it.
map of your ECU. It's just it's a piggyback system.
Yeah,
for what
and
they
it's
are, they're
probably
good.
really simple. It's probably really simple, but I mean, I notice because like right now, I put those megaphones on there, and I lost power and lost throttle response, but I don't know how to adjust it to make it work for those. I think I need to give it more fuel in the lower range or something because it doesn't even want to run under 2200 RPM and lower. It sounds it feels like it's gonna die. I have
You got to
nothing.
change the. You either have dip switches or little dials in there to click and to make all your changes. I forget. It's been a long time since I dealt with one of those.
Yeah, it's really old school. It probably got put on the bike in like 2007 or something. Or
yeah, that's one of those things. You don't use it, you lose it, kind of deal.
Yeah. Actually, the bike was retired in 2009, so that's probably when the tuner went on. Yeah, because I doubt the police department put an aftermarket tuner on it, so it had to have been done after it was sold at auction.
Yep. So yeah, cops don't. The cop bikes don't change much from stock.
No, they really don't. Everybody thinks they have hot rod motors in them, and they really don't. I don't. You know, it's basically the stator, and you got a a remote starter switch on it so that it's, if your battery goes low. And that's really the only things that were different with the motor is you get the 50 amp stator and a remote starter button. So, but everybody's like, oh, the police bikes are, they're blah, blah, blah. No, they just know how to ride them. It's not that they're any faster. Those moto cops just know how to ride the damn things.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
But that's why I think somebody did some other stuff to my bike after it was retired, because everybody that either rides with me or I've actually had people ride my bike and they say that it's not what it's supposed to be. There's stuff done to that. But unfortunately on these, you got to take it apart to find out what was done to it. You can't just look at anything. You got to literally take it apart, crack the case to find out what was wrong, what was done to the bike in the first place. But it's plenty. I can lift the front wheel with 2 people on it. So that's, it's not a stock 88. I've actually accidentally did a wheelie in the middle of a parade once with it.
Cool.
So my wife didn't think it was cool.
I did rolling burnout on the highway in 6th gear without trying.
Yeah, I don't even have a 6th gear. I can do it in a second.
I wasn't even trying. I was just trying to pass a slower car in the left lane. So I moved to the right and I whacked the throttle. And next thing I know, my back tire's getting a little squirrely and shaky. And I was just like, okay, I think this will probably look cool as I rip past them doing a rolling burnout.
Yeah, mine, a buddy of mine's got a pretty built little Road Glide, and I saw him coming up to me. I saw him in my mirror coming up to me, so I let him get about 2 car lengths behind me and then shifted from third down to second and hit it so that when he got by me, we could both go. And all of a sudden I seen him slow down and I felt my ass doing this. And I'm like, oh, holy shit. And he pulls up to me just laughing his ass off. He's like, you didn't even know your bike could do that, did you? I'm like, nope, had no clue.
Yeah. Rolling burnouts are tough on compensators and clutches.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I got rid of my compensator.
So what does that do? I don't understand. What happens when you get rid of that?
Well, the compensator is there to absorb the pulses of the engine because the compensator is what drives the transmission.
Oh,
it's your main input to your transmission. And if you look at one, there's 3 fingers that come off of it and they sit inside 3 grooves that are ramped. And behind it, there are spring plates that are concave, that are like if you took 2 plates together, instead of piling one on top, you put the 2 faces together, and now you got this spring in there, and there's like 3 different layers of them. So there's like 6 spring plates behind the compensator, and that absorbs a lot of the engine pulses. And when you whack that throttle, it softens the impact up on the transmission. You get rid of it. Now it's a direct drive from your motor to your transmission. That's the good side. The bad side is you take the risk of breaking things like your transmission, your clutch basket, your clutches.
So see, I'm kind of a moron because when you said compensator, I'm thinking of behind your front wheel, in front of your front frame compensator.
It's
that's a rectifier, right?
It's on the front left side of your motor behind your primary.
Okay,
it's I'm in your primary.
Okay, see, we're talking. Yeah, I was thinking a whole
different stator.
Yeah, I get what you're saying now, but like I said, I thought that thing on the front, like where your oil cooler usually goes, that's a rectifier, right?
Yes.
Okay. See, I had the wrong word. Never mind. I'm still learning.
How difficult is it to swap out the hydraulic clutch and ABS brake lines? It's not that hard. You'll have to pull your gas tank on that thumper. And you're talking about on your bagger or on the Sportster? But on the bagger, you're gonna have to pull the tank seat and tank off, because your ABS module's on the right side between under your seat and the right side module, and there's a frame rail in the way for the road king, right? So it's not that hard to change them. You can vacuum bleed or pressure bleed by using the lever, the system out. But to do it properly, you're going to need a digital technician laptop to open up the ABS system to bleed it properly.
So you want to come play with mine? I'm trying to get rid of my ABS.
Why?
Well, I don't. Did you see the last video I put out about what's in your bags?
No, I did not.
Okay, so I have the weirdest thing on my throttle side saddlebag. Half of it is blocked off because in 2006 ABS didn't come standard on the Road King. I don't know if it came standard on anything else, but it didn't come on the Road King. And I guess being a police bike, they wanted to add it on there. So what they did is they stuck it on the side of the frame in front of the shock and made a cutout in the bag to make room for it. So
Huh.
I can't put aftermarket bags or anything. I want to put stretch bags on the back of my King, and I can't unless I get somebody to custom mold some fiberglass stuff because half of my bag is missing on the throttle side. And I think in 2008 they made them standard, and I think they put them up in the frame somewhere. But in 2006 it didn't have ABS, so I have an add-on unit that sticks out the side of my damn bike and takes up half of my throttle, my saddlebag.
I haven't seen that. I'd like to check that out.
I'd never seen that until this one either. Maybe I'll take a good video and show you when I take the bag off. It's really weird. I know people that work on Harleys. Well, obviously you do, but I know people that have worked on Harleys and they're like, "What the crap is that?" And they look at it and they're like, "I've never seen that before."
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's annoying as hell. It really is.
That's crazy. I haven't heard of that or seen that, but I don't work on cop bikes.
So, well, you probably don't work on a whole lot of stuff as old as mine either, do you?
I get some old Evos, first generation Evos, some shovels in here once in a while.
Yeah, but that's older. Mine's right in that no man's land.
Right, and I get everything in between.
Yep.
I haven't had a 2023 yet, but up to about 2022, 2023s are probably rolling in here by midsummer for the first service, the 1,000-mile service. Actually, I had a 2020 come in here last week. Original owner for its 1,000-mile service.
Holy crap. That's a weekend rider.
That bike had 990 miles.
Damn.
That's not even a weekend rider.
Yeah, right. That's like
Bike is 3 years old.
Definitely fair weather rider.
It's sunny and 80, too warm. It's sunny and 70, too cold. Sunny and 75, let's go.
Right.
Oh, look, there's a cloud in the sky. We better not take the motorcycle.
No kidding. Man.
Hey, you know what, though? It says he could do with it as he pleases.
Yeah, true story. True story. I just couldn't. I couldn't. Even when I had my crappy old metrics, I rode more than that.
And he's telling me that how valuable the bike is because it's like extremely low miles. It's basically brand new. And I'm sitting there going, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, nowadays, whatever he's gonna, he's probably gonna want what he's into it, and then somebody's just gonna go get a new bike for that.
Bike is bone stock.
Yeah, and it's not old enough to be a classic, so it's basically it's a new bike that's a couple years old already.
Yep. I mean, he's still got the little fingers on the tires.
Oh wow. So on that, what we were talking about a minute ago, tell me in your opinion, what's the pros and cons to getting rid of my ABS?
Well, the pro is you'll be able to put on a full-size saddlebag.
Yeah, I mean, I know what my pros and cons are, but I'm asking you as a pro.
The cons are you're going to lose the functionality of ABS. The ABS light will be on all the time. You also might get the red dot electrical light on. And
Yeah, I've
you're going to have to
actually
buy all
got
new brake lines for it. So it could get very expensive very fast.
Yeah, I'm not worried about losing the ABS because I've ridden for years and this is the first bike that I've had with ABS, so
Mhm.
I wouldn't miss it. It's kind of nice having it, but it wouldn't kill me. And mine's a little annoying. Mikey, what's up?
That's a
XAN.
pretty, it's funny. I was just reading his comment, Mikey's.
It's like having a sexy girlfriend and not having sex with her because you're saving her for the next guy. Yeah, right, exactly.
Mhm.
My okay, so I have probably about an eighth mile, if that. Maybe, oh no, it's not even that. Probably about 120 yards between the corner in my driveway, and I'll hit 3 gears in that 120 yards and then slow down really fast. And when I do that, when I kick down through neutral, it actually kicks back at me. Like I can feel the pedal push back up on my foot when I'm, hard braking to get
Yeah.
slowed down and downshifting at the same time. When it hits first, the pedal actually kicks back up at me. Is that
Yeah.
natural?
Yeah.
That's just a normal thing. I've never
Yeah.
felt
Because
that before.
you're not supposed to be going to first gear until you come to a complete stop.
Yeah.
And you're doing it on the roll and you're hitting the brakes and your bike's going, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? It's measuring two different wheel speeds between the front and the back because you're slowing the back down a lot faster than the front.
Oh, I
That's
never
why
thought
the
of that.
ABS
Yeah.
is engaging.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I like the way it sounds when I decelerate that fast. So
Yeah.
I go all the way down through the gears.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm saving my brakes, Engine
Well, yeah,
braking saves your brake pads.
exactly. We don't want to ruin $45 brake pads, so let's ruin a $300 clutch.
Well, that's good decisions, right?
Yeah, it's just when you save your clutch and wear out your brake pads, it's not as cool.
It doesn't sound as cool, I'll tell you that.
No, it doesn't. You don't feel as cool either. So it's the coolness factor that means everything.
Yeah. It makes me funny. It makes me laugh. I think it's funny that women always make fun when we do stuff like that. And then I'll just go take some ridiculously uncomfortable shoes out of her closet and show her.
Yep.
And I'm like, now talk to me.
Oh, another
'Cause
thing I noticed on my bagger today, and it's got the tab performance with zombie baffles.
I love those
That thing is quiet.
compared to your
Soft tail.
lowrider or your soft tail. Yeah.
It's quiet. I was like, holy cow, this thing is so quiet. So I'm going back on the soft tail tomorrow to be loud, obnoxious, and fast.
Yeah. There's something about it. I mean, it's to the point where, like, if I'm riding, because now that I'm doing a lot more riding videos, I've I got a YouTube helmet, I call it. It's like full face with the brackets and everything, so I can because I used to just have it on my fairing,
Yep.
and so I'm wearing my full face more now than I used to. I used to never wear a full face, and the droning in my helmet is really starting to annoy me after a while.
Well,
So I'm thinking, go
I
ahead.
came to the conclusion with my soft tail. Every time I jump on that bike, I'm wearing a helmet.
Because of the potential.
I
Oh
figured
wait,
that's the
do you
smart
you
thing
not
to do.
you not have helmet laws in Connecticut?
No.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense then. Yeah.
Well, there's a helmet restriction. If you're under the age of 18, you have to wear a helmet with a motorcycle endorsement. If your motorcycle endorsement is less than 2 years, you have to wear a helmet.
Oh wow. That
I'd
sounds
like
like
to see how they figure out how they enforce that, how long you've been licensed.
yeah. That's just another reason for them to pull you over.
Yeah.
Well,
How
don't
long
they?
you been licensed? Look at the cop going, probably longer than you've been alive.
Don't they have issue dates on your license?
Yeah. Every 6 years. The issue date changes.
Oh, gotcha. Ours is every
They-
4 years up here.
Yeah, we had them every 4, and they changed them to every 6.
Which reminds me, I think I'm due for one right now. I should check my wallet.
So I was like, okay. And but yeah, the helmet laws here in Connecticut non-existent.
Yeah,
Now, if you go to New York, got to wear a helmet, which is a border state. I go to Massachusetts, you got to wear a helmet. It's a border state. If I go to Rhode Island, I don't have to wear a helmet, but the wife does because she's a passenger.
Huh. Yeah, see, I tried riding without a helmet, and man, I felt so weird. I went up to North Dakota where my brother lives, and they don't have helmet laws up there. And he literally shamed me into taking my helmet off. He was like, dude, you look like a dork. There's 6 of us, and you're the only one with a helmet. So I went without a helmet for about an hour, and I wouldn't put my helmet back on because I just had a shell, just a half shell. But riding around with nothing on my head felt so strange. And everybody's like, oh, it's liberating and yada, yada. I just felt weird. It didn't make me feel any better.
Yeah. Well, the weirdest feeling I ever had on a motorcycle was after I retired from the Army, I started growing my goatee. And I retired in February of 2020. So I didn't start riding really till April. So my goatee was coming in a little bit, and I could feel the wind hitting the whiskers. I'm like, that's a weird sensation. But now I'm used to it.
Yeah, that's another difference with the full face because I mean mine's not all that long, but it's long enough to get in my mouth.
Yeah. Mine
So
was
when
that
I'm wearing,
and
I
just-
have to put mine in a braid when
Yeah.
I'm riding with my half shell to keep it down. Otherwise, I'm eating it the entire time.
I just trimmed mine up a little bit. I took about 2/3 of it off because it was down to about here. So yeah, it was going up the nose.
And
That's annoying. You're riding around going,
yeah, and mine, I'm not a very hairy person, so mine's real stringy and light and wiry, so it blows all over the place all the time. And it's funny when I have my full face on, you could just see the end of it wrapping around underneath the chin of the helmet. It's kind of funny. I've caught myself in the mirror and had to laugh.
yeah, that's why I saw Riding the Ozarks put up a picture that they were en route to Spring Fling, and he's got his whole beard just tied down with hair ties going all the way down.
Yep.
I'm like, smart man.
I've got an uncle that's probably got a 3-foot long beard, and he comes over and my wife braids it all up, and it looks like he's got a woman's ponytail on the front of his face. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But he's the same way. He said if he doesn't tie his up when he's riding, it's all over the place. And he wears a half shell too, and his literally gets in his ears. It's so long.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, so tell me, since you just pulled your bagger out, so it works for you, what's in your bags right now, Dark Harley?
Well, I have gloves, glasses, a hammer,
A chisel.
no chisel.
No chisel.
No chisel. That's about it.
Yeah, you're kind of at a disadvantage because you didn't see my video because that was my prologue, my lead in to this live chat. And
Okay.
I was cleaning my bike the other day and pulled everything out of my bags. And what is that? A 2-foot, 2.5-foot by 4-foot table. And I piled that table full of everything that was in my saddlebags. And
Holy cow.
as we mentioned earlier, I only have 1.5 saddlebags.
Yeah. Now, I'm kind of anal with carrying stuff like that. If you open my car doors, look in my cars, my wife's car, there's nothing on the floors. There's nothing in the trunks. We keep them clean, we keep them organized, and that's just how we are. Same thing with my saddlebags.
Well, the funny part about it is I'm normally that kind of person too. And the thing is they're all organized in my saddlebags. I could call you on the phone from another state and tell you exactly where to find the T25 bit for my screwdriver, for my, bit driver in my saddlebag. But there's just a ton of stuff in there. And if I don't ride for a while, I can literally, if I'm tired, because I'll ride after work or something, I can
Mhm.
actually feel the weight difference in my bags.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I tend to not carry a whole lot of stuff. The right saddlebags, the wife's, and she's got her gloves, her glasses in there, a hair clip. Oh, I forgot to say, and also in my saddlebag, there's the amplifier.
Yeah, I don't
Thanks,
have that
Maria.
yet up. Well, see, my wife's saddlebag is a King Tour Pack. She
We
gets
have
all
that
that
too.
because I don't when I'm riding by myself, I almost never, unless it's like bad weather and I have to keep a lot of gear with me. I don't
Mhm.
like riding with the Tour Pack on. But when she rides, she won't ride without it for obvious reasons. She likes the backrest and all that. So normally I try to keep everything out of it and reserve the Tour Pack for all of her rigmarole she wants to bring.
Yeah, we throw the tour pack on if we're hitting the road. Even if it's a day trip and it's going to be a long day, I'll throw it back there for her comfort. But if we're going out of state to a rally, the tour pack goes on. It stays on during the whole rally. But for around town, just the backrest. Carrying so
Rain sock and a programmer.
but
Uh,
Yeah, I wish I could get myself to that, but the fact that I ride an older bike, it makes me a little bit paranoid. And I'm the mindset that if you prepare for it, it's not going to happen. The minute you're
yeah,
not prepared, that's when it's going to happen. So I carry all those tools in my bike, so I don't need
exactly.
them.
Because if you have them, you don't need them. If you
Yeah.
don't have them, you're going to need them.
Yep. I carried a spare
It's
tire
called
in my
keeping
truck
current.
forever. I carried a spare tire in my truck forever, and the one day that I took it out because I needed the room is the day I blew a tire.
Isn't that how it goes?
Yep, every time.
Well, tonight I put in a Soundstream head unit and a 14 Street Glide. I don't know if you've seen those yet.
On a sound screen head unit.
Yeah. They're on the 14 Street Glides, the specials, you had the 4 buttons on the side
Okay.
and the longer boot up time and all that. Well, the Soundstream looks like the 19 and newer head units.
Oh, it's like
glass front, and
and it's
it
all
has
touch screen.
has the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto built into it, equalizers. It has gauges you can bring up on your bike to give you information such as your head temperatures, your speedometer, your everything. If you have tire pressure monitoring, it'll pick up on that. Priced. It's a nice head unit. They're expensive, but it's a nice head unit.
So to take advantage of something like that, I'm thinking you need all the sensors that go into the original Street Glide gauges and all that, right?
Yeah.
Because see, I'm making a custom. You could probably see it behind me. I have the Batwing on my Road King, but it's only an outer because I haven't switched my bars yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got like ultra handlebars on it. They're like 12-inch rise or whatever. And I have them pushed all the way forward to where they almost touch the outer fairing. So I have no room for an inner fairing, but I've got a set of Street Glide 16s and I've got another fairing and an inner fairing. But obviously with the Road King, I don't have any gauges. I don't have any sensors of that sort or anything like that.
Well,
So
there are those. What year is that, Road King?
06.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
if
old
you,
style.
yeah, I don't know if you would have temperature sensors and stuff like that off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't know. They may have them for idiot lights or whatever because I've got a couple idiot lights on there, but there's nothing going in front of the neck like on a Street or Road Glide or an Ultra. There's
Right.
none of that. So I'm just probably going to take my inner fairing and I'm going to custom make it so all the little holes that were gauges and whatnot are going to be speakers and have little horns, little tweeters in it, whatever, and stuff like that. But I was thinking about possibly mounting a radio in it. So I'd like to have a nice Bluetooth touchscreen radio or something like that.
Yep.
But you know, to get something like what you're talking about, it would be pointless for me because I don't have all the sensors to read all that stuff, right? And plus, I'm keeping mine.
You just want to take advantage of that portion of the head unit. And
Yeah,
you could definitely it's got a built-in equalizer. Right into it. It's pretty cool. It's a digital equalizer, and you know, you could change everything on it, and that was cool to play with. Christ. What else did we play with it? Hooked up his Android Auto. I'm sorry, his Apple CarPlay. So we did that. We Bluetooth his phone so he can play his music. There's just so much to it. It's actually a pretty cool head unit for a double din. Need me to cut the cake?
Sure.
I got to cut ice cream cake. I'll be right back.
okay, save me a piece.
I'll cut you a piece.
So it says I got 6 viewers, so I didn't get the mass migration from Tweedles, but so who all's still here? I see Mr. and Mrs. Thumper still here because they're still commenting over there. XN was here. Let me see if I could scroll up. I forgot I'm on the computer now. I don't know if Mikey's still here. Now I'm down to 5. If you're still here, throw me a comment and I know you're watching. Hey, Evil Rick. Okay, he's still here. Nice, nice. While we're in the pause, I want to give gratitude to those of you that are watching this because there's probably better things you could be doing right now. So the fact that you're chilling with me is greatly appreciated. But yeah, if I'll throw this up here. Mikey, if you want to come in or anybody else, let me put the invite up there. Marvin the Martian just showed up. That's cool how that comes out in the comment. It's like one sentence. If anybody wants to join, we started talking about it. The concept, I wanted to start having a theme or a topic for my live streams because most of the time we just get on here and ramble, which is cool, but we'll have something to actually talk about. And if you watched my previous video, you'll see that I'm wondering what everybody else keeps in their saddlebags because I have about 40 pounds worth of shit that I keep in mine. So I'm wondering, is that normal? Does anybody else do that? Or do I need to start hitting myself in the head and getting my head right? Hello, Marvin the Martian. Hello, Evil Rick. Hello, Mikey. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Thumper. And welcome back, Doc Harley.
So I was thinking about this while I was cutting the cake, that you're asking what's in my bag, right?
Uh-huh.
Honey, what's in you?
I need a bag. Give me that.
If she smacks you in the back of the head, I am not going to complain.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You're sleeping in the garage.
Okay. I got heat out there and air conditioning.
But I see how smart you are. I think she ate like a big piece of the ice cream cake and got brain freeze, and that's when you said that.
I haven't lived almost 27 years of marriage by being stupid. You know?
Yeah, I just learned about the hammer thing, which is funny because I'm in construction. I was a framer for many, many years, and I never go anywhere without a hammer. And I never thought to put a hammer in my bags. And a buddy came by halfway through me making that video, and he's looking at my table full of stuff, and he goes, "Where's your ball peen?" And I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "Why didn't I think of that?"
Actually, I don't have a ball peen. It's a Damascus hammer. It's 512 layers.
Oh, Jesus.
All hand forged, the handle, the head. And it was made by Sanity Jewelry. And I'm going to go to say easily it's 4 pounds total.
Wow. Yeah, I don't have a ball peen either because I'm not a bodywork guy. So I put a mini claw hammer in there, little tiny homeowners. It's like my wife's claw hammer, I think.
If I ever get pulled over on the CVO, I could remotely lock the bags. Bags are locked. They want to get in it. They need a warrant. So if they, let's say they get a warrant, they go in the bag, they pull the hammer out. What's that for? Hit a pothole in Connecticut, bend my wheel, I guess, bend it back.
Well, there's always stuff you need to just tweak a little bit extra that you need a hammer for,
Exactly.
things that don't quite go where you want them to go. It's not my fault if sometimes those things have two legs and a mouth.
Sometimes people need to learn the hard way.
Yeah. What do you say to a chick that's got two black, or what? How does that go?
Come on.
I
Don't
can't
mess
think of
with
how it
the
went
wet
now.
dream.
I get it. It's funny as hell too. What do you say about a chick with two black eyes, or what do you tell a woman with two black eyes?
Nothing, because she didn't pay attention the first 2 times.
There you go. Thank you. I couldn't get the beginning right. I could just pitch a tart, build a fire, and chill. Yeah, see, I have that. I got a little, I have a little emergency kit that's got one of those little space blankets in it and all of that. So I could do an overnight emergency camp if I had to. And I almost always have a spare like hoodie or sweatshirt in there too. So
Yeah. So can I. There's Motel 6, please.
Two black guys or two black eyes. Either one, I guess. I think it works both ways.
I'm just going to eat my ice cream on that comment.
I am stopping at a hotel. Yeah, Mrs. Thumper, we were told that. And it's probably a 5-star too, right? No Motel 6 for Mrs. Thumper.
Like I said, roughing it. If there's no room service, no indoor pool or hot tub,
Then it's just camping.
breakfast included in the morning, that's roughing it.
Yeah, that's just camping, right?
Yeah.
Indoor camping. That's what we call that. See, I'm weird. Like we'll go to the beach sometimes and get a hotel room, and I'll spend more time outside than I will in the hotel room.
Exactly. See, I look at it this way. 25 years in the Army, I did enough outdoor camping in tents. I don't need to do it now.
Yeah, truly understood.
My wife and I used to go outdoor camping all the time with tents and all that. But after a while, I'm getting too old for that shit.
Yeah.
Sleep on the ground on an air mattress? No.
Well, I got to admit, I'm getting older now, and I'm really looking into a nice travel trailer.
Yeah,
Not a real big one.
Someone
Just
said
enough.
to me, camping, it's what people do with jobs to spend a lot of money to live like a homeless person for a weekend.
Yeah, right. We have a good time. I'm trying to plan a biker camp out. We've had it for the last. Uh-oh.
You froze up.
Hang on.
Turn the heat on.
Oh, got to put it back. I'm back. I moved my phone. Oh.
Don't do that.
Well, yeah. I figured out. Remember, I told you my wife.
And he's
Oh,
gone.
come on.
So you
Oh,
mentioned
I
your
should still
wife.
be
and
here. I
look
got
at
full bars. Yeah, she's in there playing hooky or playing hokey games with the Wi-Fi now because she's mad. I said something.
Yep.
But I've got quite the setup going on here because my phone picks up Wi-Fi way better than a laptop. So I'm tethering the Wi-Fi from the phone onto my laptop, but the phone still has to be in a certain place in the shop to pick up the Wi-Fi from the house. So if I go over and look at my phone and move it, then it screws up the signal to my laptop. So I just have to not touch anything. But I got the headphone thing worked out. So
Hey, how's
you want
the
to hear
moving-
something funny? You see this right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the USB connection to my laptop, and then this is where the headphone plugs into the cord. one's microphone, and one's headphone.
Mhm.
Well, apparently, before I got it, because I got it used, somebody swapped these, and that's why I could not get these to work forever. Who would have thought of that? I'm just sitting here staring at it earlier, and I'm like, why does it look like those are weird? And I swapped them around, and now the headphone and microphone work. Hey, there's Ray.
Hey,
What's
Ray.
up, buddy? If you
Ray
want
in
to
the
scroll up, I don't know if you can or not. I'll throw the invite in there. I don't know if you can scroll up because you just joined or not, but we'll just throw this in here. I haven't posted a comment in a while, so it should. There we go. Yeah, Ray, I got my laptop working and my headphones. I think it's you probably don't know. I think it was Ray I was talking to about the whole Wi-Fi situation and everything. But now do I look like an official podcaster because I have headgear?
I don't use it. And you froze up again.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said? I don't use it.
No, I heard you. Yeah, I just sat still. I didn't freeze. Add a stream. Here we go. One more.
Give me a minute.
Break.
Give me just a second, guys.
Breaking news.
Breaking
Okay,
news.
we have to
Ray
wait a
is
second on the breaking
I got to
news.
get something to drink, man. My ass is sore from sitting here.
Getting something to drink because his ass is sore from sitting.
Yeah, is he gonna Bear Grylls it and drink through his ass?
Maybe.
I think you heard us. Did you hear that sigh?
Yeah.
Wow. He's making an awful lot of noise in that kitchen.
Yeah, he is. That's okay.
What's up, man?
We like Ray.
Did you have to make your drink? It sounded like you were using mechanical objects in the background.
No, I had to pour Coke in a cup.
Have a Coke and a smile.
There you
Wow,
go.
you're the loudest bartender I've ever heard. How's it going?
It's
Ray?
this damn microphone. It's freaking sensitive, dude. It's a good one, though. I
Picks
barely
up
got it
everything,
turned on. Yeah. If I turned it up, you could hear you could hear shit outside. So it's going all right, man. I just fucking wish my motorcycle was fixed, you know. I get frustrated. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Thumper. Everyone has cool backgrounds. Oh, yeah. I do.
My kitchen.
What I do is I download, or I'll take a picture, or I'll download something on my iPhone, and then I plug it straight from the cord into my laptop, and I'll go into Carvana, and I will save, do the either the thumbnail or do the what's the other one called? There's a backdrop or something. It's called something. It's not thumbnail. It's the one next to it, and then I'll put the picture in it. And then typing in what I want, and then I'll save it to, when I hit save, or it'll say share to Instagram or file. I'll save it to my file. And then when I save it to my file, then I'll go back and go into StreamYard, and then go into settings and go up to digital background, and then go in and add that picture that I just uploaded. So, and then that's the background.
Hey, Ray. Hey,
Yeah,
Ray.
buddy.
Are you using a green screen, or are you doing it without?
No, I don't have a green screen behind me.
No.
Because I tried doing it without a green screen, and mine didn't come out near as good as yours.
Well, I think it depends on the darkness of the picture. You know what I mean? You can play around with, see, like that. That looks good because the bike is green. It's a darker color, so it shows more of dark, and it shows the bike well. I use dark colors. I don't know. I think it's still a little sketchy with, like, right here around my ears and my hands. Now, if I had a green screen, it'd be perfect. See how Doc's is? You can still see Doc, but when you do the hands, it's hard to see her hands. See my hands right
out and everything.
Yeah. But that green screen would allow it to, and I was thinking about going to Walmart and just buying a green cloth. They sell fabric up there. Yeah, they sell that fabric, just that you can make pillows and shit with, and just buy a piece of green cloth and, big
just
enough.
Go to Joann's Fabrics.
and hang it up behind me, and just do it that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that when I set up my new studio in the new house. I'm gonna have a green screen background,
So you got the laptop
or
working,
I'm just
huh?
gonna set up a real. Yeah,
So,
I'm on it
you
now.
can do the
I was
blurs.
actually doing this. Yeah, I was doing this live stream and watching Tweedle's live stream at the same time. Look at me go.
Look at her. She looks like a gangster there standing at the wall. Hello, Willie.
Now y'all look
She's
like
He is gangster.
She looked like a
Yeah, you
Vato
look like-
Loco, you know.
you look like
Well,
she
you
got
gotta
the-
get her
you're getting robbed in the hood right now.
yeah, she got the flannel on. She the Vato Locos, you know.
She could rob me all she
You're
wants.
getting robbed in
I
the
hear
hood
you.
right now, Doc.
Yeah, then they got another one that's like a house or something you can use, like inside, you're sitting inside a living room or some shit. I think they got a pre one like that with the piano and stuff. That one, yeah.
Yeah, I got that one on mine.
But I'll
yeah.
show you one you don't have.
So Ray,
Yeah, bud. Let's see.
yeah, that's the one that's the free one. So Ray, I know you got a
Oh,
bagger. What do you
one
got in
more.
your bags, buddy? Hey, there we go.
See, there you go.
There
Look.
we go.
That's pretty
cool. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
to work on that. Now that I've figured out how to do it on my laptop, I can figure out.
I just need to move my camera because I look like I'm sitting down a lot. There we go. I just didn't have my camera focused more on. Okay. So what do I have in my bags?
What do you? Yeah, what do you carry in your bag all the time? Not just once in a while, but what do you keep in your bags?
Okay. Now I keep on one side. I always keep it locked because I don't ever really get into it unless I need it. I keep a tool
I think
bag.
Ray froze up.
Really? I keep it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I keep a tool bag with tools, and it's the let's see, the left side of the left saddle bag. I keep a tool bag. I keep a whole pack of zip ties. I keep 2 brand new of those microfiber rags. I keep a quart of oil, and I keep a quart of gear oil just in case. And then I keep the tire repair kit. Let's see. And I have a
I got to get one of those.
I keep it's a pump, those little pumps that you can pump the tire up with, and a jumper. And that's all I keep in that one. And then the right side one, I keep my rain gear, and I usually just keep like a couple extra pair of clear glasses and a pair of sunglasses. And then I keep another pair of gloves and a couple of face masks. And then I got a little thing I keep quarters in, and like $10 worth of quarters all the time I keep in there in case I'm out somewhere and I need to wash the bike or something like that. So usually that's what I keep in my saddle bags. Now, if I got my tour pack on, I just keep, maybe throw some sunglasses or a hat and stuff like that in them if I'm traveling, or if I go somewhere and I purchase something, I just throw it in the tour pack. So I really just try to keep mainly maintenance stuff and things that I might need on the side of the road. So unless I wear my vest or a jacket, and then that's why I keep the right one kind of light, because I can take it off if it gets hot, and I can put it in my saddle bag, and then I'm okay. So
Where do you keep your smokes?
in my front pocket.
There you go.
In my front pocket, or actually it's either they're in my front pocket where I can get to them if I'm at a red light or something or in heavy traffic, or I've got a leather cigarette holder that's a magnet, and it sticks to my gas tank, and it sticks right there next to it, and I can just sit there and reach and get whatever I want out of it. So
You have to put the vape in the cup holder.
yeah. And I was gonna say my cup holder sits down on my crash bars underneath my right leg there, knee, so I can just reach under there. I don't want them on the bars. It's actually a pretty decent sized cup holder, and it's just too much gawky and big right there. So I just keep them down on the crash bars, and it works pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Now with the taller bars, that might not be an issue.
yeah.
You thought about that?
Yeah, I mean, with the since I'm not really running a lot of GoPro stuff on there, I just run the phone mount right now on the bars.
Am I?
I can hear you, dog. But I did a video on that. There was a challenge going around of what you had in your saddlebags, and I've got it in my back in my history in my videos of what I did a video on what I have in my saddlebags. I think they called it a saddlebag challenge. So, are you there, Doc?
I'm here.
Okay, I think he may be froze.
No, he ain't frozen.
Yeah, do I look like I'm there? I'm
Oh,
not
there you go.
I'm getting weird stuff over here.
You're moving now. Okay. So you set up in your garage? Is that where you're at?
Must be my connection.
Yeah, it's a little fuzzy.
It says I got full bars. I'm not sure what's going on.
Probably
Come
typical
on.
weather,
What is happening?
I can hear you now. You're moving. Everything's fine now.
I don't understand what's happening right now. What is that? Get that out of there. All right. I'm not sure if I'm here or not right now.
You're
I
here.
can't hear you guys. It says I have
Yeah.
full signal. I shouldn't be having an issue.
Everything's on my stuff.
You should be able to hear this.
I don't know what's going on. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
You get right.
are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. Dog on a hog.
We got Cinnamon. Please give it up for Cinnamon tonight.
You got a good voice for that, Ray.
It's this microphone.
Oh,
That's why I try not to go any. I mean, my internet modem
Yeah, for
thing
some.
is sitting in the living room.
I don't know if you guys can hear me. or
I'm in
not.
the kitchen, but
Here,
I hear
froze.
you fine, man.
I don't
You may. Do you have your thing on your microphone up there? Is it low or is it turned up? He obviously can't hear us.
no.
Okay, Evil says he's there but frozen. It looked a little snowy for a minute, but it wasn't bad. I mean, that's why I always say, man, it's worth if you're going to do these, it's worth just going right off the bat to Walmart and buy a $20 camera if you're going to use your laptop. I hate these laptop cameras. Mine ain't that good, I just think it's easier just to go buy a $20 camera at Walmart and
Absolutely.
okay, Mr. and Mrs. Stumper said they hear him. I think.
All right. Am I here now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Can you
Can you hear
hear
me
us?
now? Okay. It just straightened up. Yeah, it just straightened up all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think it might just be the weather or something.
I'm not.
Or your internet's just in and out,
Yeah, I don't know because. Yeah, we are getting some bad weather over here, but I can hear you now
Okay. Yeah, that
until my phone gets soaked.
you're in your garage too, though, ain't you?
Yeah. I thought I had it worked out, but I may have just got because our stuff goes wonky with the weather all the time, so it may have just been I mean, it seems to be working fine now. So
Well, what's weird is I put my modem. The people set it up in the living room when we had it hooked up, the Wi-Fi box and all that stuff. And actually, I get better service right here where I'm at in the kitchen than I do in there by the damn modem for some reason.
Really?
Yeah. And we got the TV,
Wow.
of course, in the living room, and that's the only thing we got. It's running off, and the kids got stuff in, running off the Wi-Fi. Their little games and things like that in their bedroom, but it never really interferes with mine. It shows that I'm like one bar down from full Wi-Fi power, and it's always like that. And it seems like it does pretty good. That's why I never move my stuff around. I just sit right in one place because I know if I do, it's going to go to crap,
Yep.
So
the house that I think we're like 95% sure we're getting right now. We're just waiting on final confirmation. It has 3 bedrooms upstairs, and then it has a bonus room. It's basically the garage, 2-car garage is attached to the house. There's a giant room built above it that doesn't have a closet or anything. It's not a bedroom. It's just a giant bonus room the size of a 2-car garage. So that's pretty
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
But
That's a studio.
downstairs
Yeah.
is really small. No. Downstairs, there's probably a 10 by 12 room that already has a built-in computer desk in it, and there's no other bedrooms or anything on the first floor. So what we're gonna turn that into a studio, and we're actually taking that bonus room and we're gonna have an upstairs family room / living room with the TV and all that. So when I'm downstairs in my studio, everybody else is going to be upstairs. So I have the whole bottom floor to
You
myself.
don't have to be worried
and I
about
can turn
bothering.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
right
that
on.
man cave studio will be all mine, and that's going to be. I'm looking forward to that if that happens.
Oh, yeah. That'd be nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of where I could build a studio in my house. But
I've got a small house. I got to use the kitchen. I wished I had an extra room, man. I do, because I would have a studio in it, but I just can't. I just, and it's okay. You know, my wife and them respect me well on Monday nights. They don't come in here really piddling and, and do it. They don't interfere. So, like I said, if I had an extra room to do it, I'd have it decked
Yeah, I don't
out.
see you getting
It
bothered
would be
too much.
awesome. No, I don't. They're pretty good at that. When they know when Dad's busy and doing this, that it's okay. So
Yeah, that's cool. As long as they
and
respect
they're
what
they're
you're
not
doing,
little
then
anymore.
It's all good.
They're 14 and 17, so they do them girls. They my daughter, she works just about every night, and so she's not here until like 10 o'clock till she gets off work, and they're at school during the day, but they're at that age. These teenage girls, they're into their own little world. So it's not like they're 5, wanting to jump on my knees anymore, because they're not. They're growing up. So
yeah, right on.
Yeah, they're teenagers. They don't want to hang out with Dad anymore. You're not cool.
no, not only when they want money. Dad, I need lunch money. Dad, I'm going on a trip. Dad, I'm doing this. And it's like, okay, how much you need here? It's constantly, but it's okay.
Or until they start having babies, and then you're reporting again.
Yeah.
Hey, Tweedle's here. What's up, Tweedle?
Hey,
There you go,
what's up,
Tweedle. He says it's good to have a spare room well, it is when you live by yourself. You got all the rooms to do it out of.
I don't know why
They
everybody's
said
in
they
the
used
chat
the
blaming the
kitchen.
Martian for messing up my signal.
Because he's Marvin the Martian.
I think they
Yeah,
were meaning
everybody's
just
blaming
the
Marvin
Martians,
for messing up my
the
signal.
The aliens.
Oh, it's all right, Tweedle. I was on mine and watching yours at the same time. And that was first time I've ever done that. That was pretty cool. I learned how to do a new thing today, so it's all good.
That's what I do. I'll sit and, if there's somebody else on, I'll turn it on my phone. And then if I'm on somebody's like Tweedles or yours or Doc's, I'll sit here and if somebody else, I'll just turn the volume down and kind of just keep up with what I can. There's so many people though. It's hard to watch everybody.
Yep.
I mean, it is. Like there was somebody else
definitely
doing a live all day today and this evening. And, it's hard unless you got multiple, like if I had a big TV sitting here in front of me, I could watch, 3, be on one and watch 2 other people, one with my phone and one with the TV, but I'm not trying to do all that. So,
No, that's too much.
yeah, it's
a
hard
lot
enough.
when you, like I was on Tweedles, and when Dog was going live, I just opened up another window, and I had Dogs on one window, Tweedles on the other, and that's a lot to keep up with.
It is, especially if you're like me and I like to read the side chat. I like to see what's going on, and and it's hard. You get confused there for a minute if you're reading 2 of them, and it's like, you get, and it's like, damn, I just typed in something that totally did not go with this side chat. It was over for this one, and they get confusing sometimes.
And congratulations, Tweedle, on the Rogue Glide ST. Or is
Yes,
it the
most
Yes
definitely.
T?
The Yes T.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a big improvement, ain't it? That's awesome. I'm happy for the guy, man.
Nothing wrong with the breakout either,
Oh no, not at all. He loves that thing, but I think he's just
you can take it bass fishing.
well. I mean, he just realized that honestly, that with him doing a lot more traveling and doing things, that he's going to need a bigger bike. Honestly, he needs
for it.
Yeah, and he needs more of a touring. And now I've rode with him many times, and he rides the hell out of that Softail. Don't get me wrong, but I've told him, and he knows that if he's going to do a lot more riding like he is, then that he might as well go on up.
Yeah.
It's just better in the long run. Even if you don't do a
sucks
performance motor and shit, though, even if you don't do a build on it, even if you just go up, to a Rogue Glide or a Street Glide, just, not just the comfortability, but the all around purpose of having one is so much handier,
Absolutely.
When my wife and I were looking at the Road King, because it came with the tour pack and all that, and my little metric, it's a bobber now, but it used to be set up for 2-up, quote unquote, and she wouldn't ride it. It was just too small. And so when we looked at the Road King, the first thing I said was, now I can go on long rides, right? I've had that thing for 3 years, and I've been out of state once with it.
Yeah. What do you got behind you there?
That's the Road
Me?
King.
That's my road. That's my Road King.
Oh, you got a fairing on it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a quick release outer.
Oh, okay. Hey, it comes in handy, don't it?
I thought you watched my videos, Ray.
I do. I just thought I seen you on that other one.
No,
I swear
that's
I
my
didn't
Road
see
King.
the fairing on that
And
one
I did-
video. On that, when I made that comment on that one video, I swear I didn't see a fairing.
No, because he had it off.
No, I've had that on there for quite some time. I think it was like 2 summers ago. I got that for $100. Slapped about $30 worth of Krylon on it, or Duplicolor, or whatever, Rust-Oleum, and I just wanted to see if I would like a fairing, because I wasn't a big fan of the police fairing that came with it. And I wanted to see if because my hands get cold really, really easy. I could ride around in my underwear and a t-shirt in the snow as long as my hands are warm. And the police windshield does nothing to keep your hands warm.
Dog. Bad dog.
So I decided to, I figured for $120, if I didn't like it, I'd throw it on Facebook Marketplace. Well, I put it on there, rode with it once, and it's never come off in 2 years.
Nice.
Except for cleaning the bike, obviously, but it does make it easier to clean.
Well, if you ride in the rain, it cleans it for you.
You'd think so, but Oregon rain is dirty.
Yeah. That's good, Tweedle. The bunch of you guys are riding
Yep.
down to Key West, man. That's awesome.
I would love to do that. I've never been to Key West. I want to go to that so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've
think it's on
never
my
been
bucket
that
list one
far.
of these years.
My dad lived in West
One of
Palm.
these years, I want to go to Daytona.
Go next year.
Go ahead, Ray.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say my dad lived in West Palm for years and years ago, but for years. And the farthest I was down there was to that. I never went down to the Keys. I made it to West Palm, but yeah, I was gonna say I'm planning for Daytona next year too. I mean, I've been there. I've done the bike week and done the Biketoberfest. It's fun. I like the Biketoberfest better because it's just 4 days. I don't know, something's different. It really is. It's not that it's more. It seems like it's more. I don't know, camping, partying, hanging out than than the big week, long or whatever bike week. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something I like the Biketoberfest one, but I'm planning on going for the bike week. I've already
I'll
talked
be
to
there.
my wife
Right, we'll
about
hang
it.
out.
Yeah, I mean I'm like I said, that campground over there by the flea market over there, $25 a night, man, per person. So I can take a tent, and if I have to, $25 a night, man, I'm good for, stay 4 or 5 days. And that's if I have to find a cheap place to stay or something like that, and just, ride down on my bike. And I've done told the wife next year, don't plan for me to be here at that time because I'm going to be doing that. So,
Well, if you need air conditioning, you can always hit me up and come hang out in the camper.
well, she was like, you could have went this year for a few days if you wouldn't have had, money into the bike and trying to go into, I was already putting money back for the bars and everything and to have all that stuff done. And so I was really, and plus I didn't have where I had the money put back for that. And I didn't set up any really arrangements for a place to stay. And I could, like I said, I could have went down there and hit that campground up and stayed there, but I really wanted the money to go into the motorcycle, so I just had to pick one. So
Yeah, see, what I'd like to do, what my bucket list is I haven't been in Florida in like 35 years. I haven't been since I was a kid, and farthest south I've been is Tampa and Disneyland or Disney World. So I want to go visit Miami and Daytona and then the Keys and all that. So what I'd like to do is get like a small toy hauler and just pull my bike to Florida somewhere and then spend like 2 weeks just riding around Florida.
yeah, because you can get a fireplace to rent down there at a campground or a campsite for those for pretty cheap. I think a lot of them now, like even like Panama City, they got a park area like across from the ocean, like directly right across the street. I lived there for like 5 years, and they got these little camping areas where people pull in RVs like that, and then some of them stay there, for a long time. And I think it's like $35 a night or something you can stay, and it's like right on the beach, and it's awesome because if you got a motorcycle, you don't need a car. You pull your truck, your camper down and park. And I mean, what would you need to rent a car for? You got a motorcycle, you can go to the grocery store and get what you need, and bring it back to your camper. And
Especially if you got a bagger.
yeah,
Well, the thing is, if I pull a toy hauler down there, then I'm going to have a truck anyways. So
Yep. Well, what I did when I went down in the camper this year, I did the grocery shopping before we left,
yeah,
and I ate out most nights and days anyways. I think I made breakfast once, made lunch once, and made a dinner once, and that was it. The rest of the time I was eating out or at my friend's house or,
And I would have done the same. I'd have bought stuff here at home and then just packed it and took it with me. And then, because I'm the kind of guy where if I'm going, especially if I'm camping or something like that, I'm not buying that rally food. I've bought it. Don't get me wrong. I've had to when I've been out and I've got hungry. I'll buy something to eat. But I don't spend a lot of money on that stuff because it's not that I don't care to support them, but I don't like that food. Half that shit sits all day, and simmers, like those big sausage dogs and shit on the strip and all that. I've seen them sit and simmer, and my buddy bought one, and I was like, dude, I would not have paid $20 for that, and it tastes like rubber, and he didn't get 2 bites into it, and he threw it away. And I said, told you. I said, there's no way I would have bought that, and
The steak at the Cabbage Patch, outstanding. The food vendors at
yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, I ate some pizza there. When I was at Biketoberfest, there was one vendor that sold pizza and lemonade. Oh, man, it sold like sliced pizza. Not to try to interrupt you, I'm sorry. And then there was one barbecue guy there. It was like $9 for a barbecue sandwich. And my wife couldn't even finish half of hers. She was like, here, and it was so big. And, man, they were actually good, And I didn't care to pay $9 for a sandwich because it was actually pretty decent. So, and that's because we was out all day and we wanted something to eat. But, we actually had a friend that has a place down there. So we stayed there, and that's, we would eat there at the place. at the house most of the time. And
But yeah,
Yeah,
at the
see, my
Castleberry-
problem is my problem is I'm just a cheapskate.
well, no, it's not that.
I
I
would
mean, I
rather-
am too to a point, but yeah, I rather eat canned meat.
My whole thing is,
No,
I'm
my,
on
my thing
vacation.
is
I don't wanna
I'll
stand
go
and
buy
grill
like a
and be fishing.
$12 bag of beef sticks.
What is it, Doc?
Yeah,
What was you
I'll
gonna
just
say?
buy like a bag of beef sticks and throw a bunch of those in my bag and eat those all day.
Yeah,
And that's right, Trado. You know, you hit McDonald's or something cheap down
I
there.
did
and
that
that's
the
what
other
we
day.
did. We hit a Crystals, you know, while we were down there, and it's like I'm not paying. If I'm gonna pay $20, I'm gonna buy me 12 Crystals I can, you know, enjoy, or something. You know, just something that's fast and quick, and it's a lot cheaper than that rally food.
Yep.
So, I still like to carry like potted meat and crackers, and I take tuna, you know, and to me it's not just that I'm cheap, but I grew up on that food. It's what I like to eat. So when I'm eating, I like to eat the food that I like, you know, and or I'll take a can of Spam, you know, and some bread. And
Yep. See, even
I
the
mean-
thumpers agree with me. The steak tips at the Cabbage Patch is the best bang for your buck. They are phenomenal. I
oh
had
yeah,
those-
where they serve you those little bowls of them, and it's
Yeah,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I eat them too. Yeah.
and at the Cackleberry, they had the Brazilian bowls, which were really good. They also had like mango water and pineapple water. And
I never tried the
oh
that.
my God, it's phenomenal.
Now the waters I've tried, and I ain't never tried what you just said. What'd you say? The Cuban
Brazilian,
or
Brazilian,
the Brazilian steak?
steak
Okay.
chickens and- yeah, put them in the bowls. It was awesome.
Now I've tried the steak tips. I don't know if that was what the same thing you're talking about, but because they put them in, it was in that little square bowl, you know, that little deal that they gave you. You know,
Mushrooms,
I've tried
onions,
something like
potatoes.
yeah. Is that the Brazilian?
No, that was the steak tips.
Okay, yeah. That I ate the steak tips. I didn't eat the Brazilian then.
Oh man, steak tips are phenomenal. But the Brazilian food vendor was great. Oh, you know,
Now, I like those lemonades. If you get the right vendor that knows how to make those big lemonades, man. And the only thing about lemonade is it makes me want to drink more. You know, it'll dehydrate you quicker if it's
Right.
sweetened. You know, seriously, anything with sugar down there in that heat, man, it dehydrates me quick. So
That's
I'm
what
like
I drink
down.
here.
I'm down in water all day. You know, I'm constantly, or I'll carry a cooler with waters on ice with me, and I'll be drinking water constantly. You know, in that heat, it really, I got to watch it. So, or anything over about 90 degrees, I have to, I keep myself cool. And just a lot of time it's the humidity that really gets
So
to me.
I was thinking about something. I'm listening to you guys on the East Coast, and I was watching somebody's live stream, I think yesterday, and you guys were talking about all the events that you guys got, and it's only a couple hours from you here, a couple hours from you there, and there's one coming up this weekend. There's two next weekend. Not sure if I'm gonna make the one after that. So apparently, you guys got more shit going on over there than you can handle. So let me ask you this. Out here, no such thing. Out here, we got nothing going on. We got some things going on this summer that may turn into bigger things, but we don't have a lot of events out here. So we have to travel to go places. So I'm pretty sure I already know Doc's answer because I know the whole story about you going to Daytona in the RV, but let's say put yourself out here for a minute. Would you buy a truck and a trailer or have a truck and a trailer or a motorhome and something and travel to go to all these things? Would you try to hard butt it and ride to all these things? How would you approach it if you were in my situation where there's
If I was
nothing going
on that
within
West
10
Coast,
hours of me ever?
well, if I could afford it, I would haul it. I'd have a toy hauler, And if I couldn't afford it, then I would. And if you wanted to come to Daytona, just say for the bike rally, I would fly. I'd rent a bike over here and fly in and ride and have fun and fly back home. That's what I'd do.
Probably your
Have
most
you-
economical way.
Have you ever done that?
I mean, no,
Have you
I've
ever
never.
Have you ever rented a bike?
Me, no.
What about you, Doc?
Never.
I'm
Eagle
wondering how that would
rides or
feel.
shares or something.
Feel like you're on somebody else's bike all week. Would
Oh no, you
enjoy
can
that
rent
as
from
much?
Eagle, whatever it's called, and they're brand new bikes. Now you can do the ride share or something like that. And you rent from someone else's motorcycle, but they got insurance and stuff on them. You just got to pick the one, the kind of bike you want, I guess. See which ones actually have a decent bike for you to ride. But Tweedle says he would move.
See, but Doug, you're close to Sturgis, right?
Just move to the East Coast. Honestly, like I would call is it Eagle Rider or Eagle something, that company that rents them from Harley or something like
Eagle
that.
Rider.
You get yeah. I would call and have
Yeah,
it set
I've
up, and
heard of that.
I'd fly to Florida and back, fly out here for the rally and then fly home. I mean, if it was me and I wanted to come over for one time for the Daytona Bike Week, yeah, and that's all I was doing, I'd want to fly in and pick up the rental bike and then ride around and have fun and have my place to stay, and then I would fly home and then drop the bike back off, a few days later or whatever, and then fly home.
Yep.
Yeah, Eagle Rider,
Just like a
Rider
rental
has
car.
current. Yeah, they have current models. Yeah, they have road glides, street glides. I think either what they got in, they'll tell you what they got in for rental, or you may be able to pick. I'm not for sure. I ain't never done it, but I would do that if I was
Wonder how much
say
that would
now if I
cost.
didn't own a motorcycle and I wanted to go to Sturgis. That's how I would do it. I would rent a bike out there and have it set up, and I would fly out there, and I would, have my place to stay, and then I would ride around and enjoy the rally, and then I would fly home if I didn't have a motorcycle to take out there. So
Because what events
Well, see, the thing
do they
is,
have on the West Coast? I know you
I
got.
think it's like 20
Sturgis.
hours for us to ride to Sturgis.
really,
uh,
damn, that's still a good distance.
Yeah, but that's not even West Coast. That's a
That's
that's a
middle.
20-hour ride to get here to Sturgis from here.
okay.
Yeah, that's
What about
that's
like Laughlin?
That's on the other
Laughlin
side of the Rockies.
Oh,
that's
okay.
Midwest. Yeah, some Sturgis is what, Midwest to you guys, or
Yeah, that's
Oklahoma is
still a ways.
Mid-East.
Yeah,
It's mid-east for them because they're heading east.
yeah, that's what I mean. But I
Yeah,
mean, it's Midwest. It's
basically
in the middle
anything
of the
east of the
country.
Rockies here is called. Yeah, but if you have to cross the Rockies, it's back east.
Yeah. That's damn. I
Like
didn't think it was
anytime you
still a
get
20-hour
past
drive.
Utah
From,
and Idaho,
I didn't think it was that,
Yeah, it
that
is.
far from where you're at. My Lord, I think it's
Yeah,
1,600
it's-
miles
it's a
from
good
where I'm
ways.
at. So, or something like that. So,
Yeah,
even
it's
if
a
I
good
went
ways.
out there right
and
now,
then I think
I would.
there's
I would
stuff in
haul the bike.
SoCal.
Here's some challenge for you.
What's that?
Save your pennies and get out to St. Louis next year for the Cycle Source
Yeah.
chopper.
I got 2 more videos to drop on that too.
I'm going.
That's like a
next
3-day
year.
ride
It's-
for me to get to St.
It's
Louis.
fun. Well, I tell you,
I'm
dude.
flying out.
It's what 2 Up Journey Junkie said. They think we should, bring the whole crew. And I said, well, maybe the whole crew's going. You just got to get in there and come with us. I told them the name of the hotel because the whole second floor is nothing but a bar and lounge and a balcony. And I mean, that's it. There's no rooms on the second floor. It's all bar and shit,
That sounds like my
And-
room.
It's wild, man. And they got big screen TVs and shit and, stuff going on those. And it's got a balcony with a fire pit out on the balcony. And they actually got rooms. It's got bunk beds in them, and then they got rooms with big, 2 big king beds or queen, whatever they're called. And they're actually pretty nice, man. Me in Dallas, it was a decent little hotel. It wasn't little, but
Super Bowl weekend.
it was 80s themed. The damn everything, furniture and everything was 70s, 80s color themed. The wallpaper on the walls in the bathrooms was like it had cassette tapes and all that on it. It was real cool, man. It was a nice setup, and we were like a half a mile or a mile from the show. So
Yeah, Dallas was there, riding in the Ozarks, Monkey.
we just Ubered down. And did y'all see that thing I set up earlier with Mexify? We're riding in the Mike gave that shout out on that live. That was pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I was on there talking to what's his name and I was like, hey, I said, my buddy's there riding in the Mike. I said, do you know him? He said, yeah, I've heard of him. And I said, well, I've talked to him and he's pulled over about 10 miles out from you because it started raining and hailing so bad there. And Mike was like, dude, we're waiting for the rain to stop and it's hailing and all that. And he sent me a video of it. And then when it quit, they went over there and, and met up down there and went to that, to his booth, and he did that. He got on live there on his live. And
I'm planning on going there next year too.
Me, that's what I was thinking. It's a 10-hour drive for me.
It's 20 for me.
But like they were saying, I can meet them so far and then jump in the trail with them, and ride. And
yeah, I figure 20 hours to get there. I'll take 2 days to get there. I'll take my time getting home, 3 days to get back.
Well, Jeff, the guy that owns the cat house.
Yeah.
I think go ahead.
It's only the weekend, right?
Yeah, it's like a 3-day, 4-day
Friday,
maybe
Saturday,
thing.
Sunday.
Friday, yeah, something. It's not long. But the thing is, Jeff that owns the cat house, he's like he wants YouTubers out there, and he likes the smaller channels because he knows we have our own little groups of people, and he's trying to build it up. And the city actually is behind him with this. They actually support him. And Adam Sandoval's out there right now. I think that McStash guy had him on his channel earlier or something. But they were telling me that he has so many houses and rooms, that Jeff guy that owns the cat house, and he's always willing to put up YouTubers, and stuff. And he's going to talk to him and see, how many rooms and stuff he actually has. And because he wants as many YouTubers as he can out there, because he knows, exposure, but not just to use us for exposure, but to get us to, because he's trying to build it up more where they closed it off at that other town and, and all that stuff. And the spring fling is going on. And then they shut down that, that Bikes, Blues and Barbecue where, because that's one of the interference of that town where they run them off and they had to move to that other town. Is because it was college kids and that town didn't want them there anyways. They said didn't want the bikers there. So, and a lot of the bikers said that's what they were complaining about, because a lot of the bikers said they didn't really want to be there anyways either, but they lost hundreds of millions of dollars, and a lot of people was going crazy because that town ran them out and wouldn't let them do it there no more. So,
yeah. So I'm going to probably be making my reservations soon for that for next year.
Yeah, I'm going to get a hold of Jeff or I'm going to have Mike to get a hold of him and see what's up.
Yeah.
What I'd like to do also is I'm going to go ahead and try to plan for February too for the cycle showcase and go ahead and get a room booked. Because it's just, if I was at where Dallas is, it's a 6-hour drive, but from where I am, where I drove to Dallas, it's 9 hours for me, which ain't really that bad. I mean, it wasn't too bad. But I think he's going to take Penny with him this year, and I'm going to see and my wife go with us. So
good, because I'm bringing my wife too.
That way it's 4 of us, and the women and our wives are with us, because we're not riding motorcycles and shit. You know what I mean? We're not on bikes. We're at a bike show, and then we're hanging out and having fun all weekend together at different places. So, the garage was pretty cool, man. Where the live band and the music, the bar is. Mm-hmm. It's not really a bar. I mean, they've turned it into a bar, but it's got a stage. And it's an old industrial building out of block, and it's got an outside side door, and it goes outside to the side that's like blocked in, and you can smoke out there and stuff like that. But they set up a bar inside this place and in this big stage. So it's old school, and they've got people that's came in and did that tagging and stuff, graffiti all over the walls. It looks cool as shit, dude. And it's pretty neat. So it ain't like it's a bar that was built with a kitchen and all this shit and everything. It's not. They just like built a bar inside this building, this old warehouse building, and put a stage in it. But that's sometimes the best kind. You have the most fun in those places. So,
Well, it's also the people you're with too.
and it was all nothing but the builders and chopper guys, and everything. It was no one regular local people, except it was just all of us, all these 150 or 100, people. That was all these biker guys, and that was it. These builders and the chopper guys and the females and shit. And it was a good time,
Yep.
And then that night, the Saturday night, they went to that bowling alley, which I wasn't impressed with the bowling alley because it was so damn small and there was like 100 of us in there, and it wasn't fun. And that's what me and Dallas was like, look, man, we could have just been at our hotel. Y'all could have came over there, because it was basically just like 8 or 9 of us hanging out all weekend together anyways, me and Dallas and Monkey and Monkey's couple friends, and then Mike and Steve and Mike's old lady and a couple other people. It was like, hell, we could have been at the hotel, at the bar, at our, with the lounge and everything, plenty of space and just a good place to have a good time instead of being squished into this little ass bowling alley, because it had like 5 lanes and that was it. It was small, dude. And with a bar, and it was like 100, 150 people in there, and that was it. It was packed.
That sounds it.
And see, there you guys go, talking about stuff I can't do.
Why not? You can plan for it now. And
Shit, dude, that's one me. I just plan for it and just have to drive and do it, man. And it's
save your pennies.
I'm poor white trash sitting over here. That's like a
shit,
couple
dude.
weeks paycheck for me to go over there.
Well, I hope you don't think I've got money. I mean, shit, dude. You're looking at somebody that's disabled, retired. I draw a check, man.
I'm hoping that now that I'm getting monetized, that YouTube would end up giving me a paycheck to do it.
I'm telling you, that 3 cents is going to help.
No, they said it starts off at 1/10 of a penny.
See, so you got to put out some major content and get some major views. The best thing you'd have going for you with getting paid from YouTube is companies. Yeah, sponsors, not YouTube.
Sponsors, yeah.
Not the real YouTube, but sponsors, yeah. And I can't make that. You know what I mean? I can't make a penny. It does. I want. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to have 10,000 or 100,000 followers, but I can't make the money, so I can't agree for them to give me a check, because I can't do it because I draw a check. So even if somebody wanted to sponsor me, I can't accept their money. So, I mean, honestly, I'm not doing it for that anyways, but I just have fun. And now if a company wanted to, give me, product or parts, that's different, but I can't accept their money. So
See, that's what I'd like to get set up. I'd like to be, like a parts tester. Like, if you got a product you want people to check out, send it out here so I can get cool shit for my bike and then make good content with it. That would be pretty badass.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, if I worked if I made an agreement with a company, they'd have to pay me in their parts, and and give me product and parts. So
yeah, that's not wrong with that either.
No, nothing at all, because I'd have a hell of a motorcycle fixed up, So
right,
I'm trying to build a whole motorcycle with donations.
And that's the hard thing to do. I mean, I think you'll get there. Just going to take a little time.
Yep. I hope I can get enough parts to build this chopper.
Well, I wish somebody donate you a frame and a motor. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Well, my first step is I got to talk to the organization, which is the Homes for the Brave. And if they're not on board, I have another organization in mind. So I will have an organization in mind that's a legit non-for-profit that I could get their EIN number to give to these companies and say, hey, look, you can use this as a tax write-off.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about
that's worth more than selling the product?
Yeah. Well, I think we all know there's like shit. There's a ton of organizations out there, but trying to find the right one is really that don't have overhead. That's not going to take your money, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I'd be damn near tempted to do it. And if a company didn't want to back you like that, or a place like, a organization, and if you still did it, that's where I'd want to take the money and actually go and give it to the homeless or to the veterans myself, and they don't have to necessarily be homeless. Just go and take them and buy them stuff, that what they need, clothing and, something like that, or get them a hotel room for a couple of days to get them off the street, and get them a shave and a haircut, and buy them some clothes and, because if you donate to Red Cross or anybody like that, where it's going. It's going to pay the employees and in their pocket. It's not paying.
Yeah, more than they actually donate. They keep for overhead. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I said if I was ever a millionaire and hit the lottery, I would give half of it away. If it was a ton of money, like 500 million, I'd give half of it away. I know I would, because I'm not a greedy man. I was raised with nothing, so I wouldn't know how to act. I mean, I know how I would act, but I'm saying
there's only so much money.
I don't need $200,000 cars. I don't need $10 million homes. You know what I mean? I don't need that shit. So I would be very specific on what I had, and I'd take a lot of it, but I like to do the hands-on. I would want to buy, I'd want to take them and get them things they need, rent them an apartment for a year, say, here, you got a place to live. Here's clothes, here's food. Now, you can work on getting you a job without worrying about, bills and a place to live, so.
Not me. I would own a Harley dealership.
Well, I wouldn't own a dealership. I wouldn't want no more than a headache. My dealership would be in my garage. I'd build a big enough garage to have as many bikes as a dealership could hold. That's my dealership. I wouldn't have a dealership. I'd have about 30 bikes.
I would open up a museum.
I was gonna say I'd go right over to Maggie Valley, and that Wheels Through Time, which he wouldn't ever sell any, but
no,
I would get a reference of what I wanted though, because I know what I'd like, and I'd want a classic 1910 or something in that area, and of course, and then I'd want like a 20s, and then I'd want like every generation of 30s, and then something in the 40s, and then something out of the 50s, and then something out of the 60s, and then something out of the 70s, something out of the 80s, 90s, and I'd have them all the way lined up, and I'd go through and pick the one I like out of each,
No, see, I'm a little bit more simple. I just pay off the house I have, pay off my cars, pay off the bikes, pay down all our debt, credit cards and all that crap, pay that all off, get the house resided, get the front porch redone, sidewalks and driveways redone, and I'd retire, because at that point my job will be managing the money.
Mm-hmm.
Now
I'd build me a new home. It wouldn't be no 6-7 bedroom, 6-7 bathroom. I'd build me a 4-bedroom house with about 3 bathrooms, and wouldn't be nothing fancy. It'd be a car garage, a couple car garage on it, and then about 50 yards out, I'd have my driveway split going to my garage, to my personal, garage, and then
your man cave.
Yeah, and that's where my money would go into land. I'd have me about 1,000 or 10,000 acres, something like that, and that's where my property.
I can picture Ray's house, very humble, but nice and new.
Yeah.
When you go to his garage, and it's going to be like the Taj garage.
Yep. And then I'd have so much land I could rent certain parts of the land, off to have a return on the money, on the land coming in to pay the taxes and stuff like that. So, because the bigger you go and the more you spend, the more shit you have, the more taxes you're going to have in insurance. So you'll be broke in a year paying the taxes on a $1 million home or $10 million home, Yeah, that's why I said and where I live in the country, man, you can get land. Land's actually more expensive than than a house being built. So you can get a good house built for 200-300K. You can get a nice, especially where I'm at, you can get a damn mansion built for, 300K. And I mean, something decent, I just want something big enough for the family and enough land where I don't have to worry about anybody around me.
Yep.
And then, like I said, I'd have an investment in my property that would have a return. If it's horses, cattle, goats, something that would have a return, and then rent certain parts of the property off to hunters so they can hunt and, and stuff like that. So, or
I'm
farm
gonna
it.
say good night, guys. It's almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah, me too, man. I got to get up early and take my daughter to the doctor at 9 a.m. She's feeling bad. So,
Well, I hope she feels better, bro.
yeah, it's her iron. She takes iron pills, and for some reason, she's been feeling like her iron's down for a couple of days, so she ain't felt too good. So, all right, everybody in the side chat, which is, I don't know how many, I can't see anybody that's in there except Mr. and Mrs. Stumper. Y'all,
Popping in and out.
yeah. All right, you guys have a good night. Thanks for letting me come on, buddy. Doc, I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for being
Dog.
here.
Be careful, buddy.
Dog, thanks for having me on, bro.
All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And we'll see you soon.
You got it, man. Later.
All right. Later. Well, I guess it's just me now. And oh, man, we are going on almost 2 hours. So I'm probably going to go ahead and cut this off too. Thank everybody for being in the side chat. And we'll see you next Thursday. And like I said, I got it scrolling at the bottom. Do what you love, do it safely, and do it with purpose. Otherwise, what's the point, right? Thank all you guys, and we will see you soon.